Tom Bower has now released what many are calling the most explosive royal exposé of the modern era. Not a scandal, not a rumor cycle, an exposé. And this time, it strikes directly at the foundation of the Sussex narrative. This is not about headlines or bruised feelings. It is about documents, timelines, and private conversations never intended to leave closed rooms. Conversations that, according to multiple sources, are now circulating in transcript form. And they align disturbingly closely with what Bower is revealing. Before this segment concludes, you will understand why paternity, pregnancy records, and a previously unnamed man linked to Colombia are now part of the same discussion. Yes, Colombia. We will also explain why this disclosure has reportedly sent Prince Harry into turmoil and why no single denial has been sufficient to halt what is unfolding. What you are about to hear is not gossip. It is not conjecture. It is a case built on the alignment of dates, movements, and private words now colliding in public. So listen carefully, because once this door opens, it cannot be closed again. If this account were untrue, there is one action, only one, that would have ended it immediately. A DNA test, no interviews, no lawyers, no intermediaries, one test, one result. End of matter. So here is the problem. No test was offered. Not publicly, not privately, not even through leaks. Instead, Harry's reaction escalated into fury. Doors were slammed, phones thrown, advisors shut out, lawsuits demanded, retractions threatened. That is not how certainty behaves, because certainty does not require volume. It requires evidence. And Tom Bower knew precisely what he was doing by not making a direct accusation. He did not say the child was not Harry's. He said something far more precise. If this is untrue, verification ends it. And yet, verification never arrived. That absence became louder than any denial. Because when the nuclear option exists and is not used, it invites a brutal question. What are you afraid the result might show? Now, let us address the element many avoided for years because it was uncomfortable. Archie's birth. According to Tom Bower, the documentation surrounding it departed sharply from royal precedent. And that is not speculation, that is comparison. No named physicians, no hospital confirmation, no clear timestamps, no standard royal medical disclosures. Instead, there were vague statements, carefully managed appearances, sealed details, a birth announcement that appeared more controlled than celebrated. Individually, each element could be explained away, but when stacked together, they formed a pattern. And patterns are where investigations begin. Bower did not claim this proved anything. He said it did not align with precedent. That distinction matters, because the monarchy survives on procedure. When procedure breaks, questions follow. And when questions are met with silence, suspicion fills the space. By this stage, Harry was not only defending Meghan publicly. According to this account, he was privately unsettled. Asking questions he had never asked before. Wondering why everything surrounding his son's birth felt so controlled, so curated, so shielded from verification. And once that idea enters a man's mind, even briefly, it never departs quietly. It waits. And next, we follow the trail that made those doubts impossible to dismiss. Because the story does not remain in London. It leads directly to Colombia. Let us be clear at this point. Colombia did not enter this story by coincidence. According to Tom Bower, the Colombian connection was not a single charitable stop or an innocuous diplomatic curiosity. It was a recurring thread, quiet, unpublicized, and persistently unexplained. Travel timelines did not align cleanly. Charity visits overlapped with unaccounted gaps. Private jet access appeared where commercial travel should have been recorded. And within those overlaps was Meghan Markle, moving through circles that did not fit the public narrative she was presenting at the time. Then there was the businessman, not a celebrity, not royal, not media, a Colombian power figure with wealth, access, and influence. The kind of man who does not pursue titles because he does not require them. His name had not appeared in mainstream coverage before this. But when online researchers began aligning dates, something became impossible to ignore. Each time Colombia reappeared, it was not random. It coincided with moments when Meghan's story became unusually guarded. Pregnancy announcements shifted. Medical details disappeared. Appearances were tightly choreographed. This was not proof, but it was pattern. And pattern is where belief begins to solidify. Then the internet did what institutions never anticipated. It noticed that at exactly 12:40 a.m. West Coast time, an anonymous account appeared on X. No profile image, no history, no follow-up, just one photograph. A hotel corridor, luxury lighting, private space. And standing there was Meghan Markle. Not posing, not performing, not camera-ready, her body angled toward a man who was not Prince Harry. His arm rested around her waist. Not friendly, not accidental, intimate. Viewers magnified the image immediately. Enhanced shadows, matched frames, compared proportions. This man was not fair-haired, not tall and slight, not of royal bearing. This man was solid, athletic, comfortable, confident in a manner that comes from wealth, not monarchy. Then came the detail that detonated everything. On his wrist, a leather bracelet with a metal cross. Internet users matched it within minutes to the same Colombian businessman who had appeared briefly in promotional footage months earlier. The account vanished quickly. Too quickly. Professionally quickly. But screenshots are indifferent to deletion. And then Tom Bauer entered the discussion. Calm, exacting, devastating. Some stories do not disappear when you delete them. They disappear when the truth is established. Then he delivered the line that froze the internet. The firstborn child may not belong to the man the public believes. No names, no allegations, just implications sharp enough to cut glass. And then came a voice many could not dismiss. Trevor Engelson, Meghan Markle's first husband. The man written out of the narrative like an inconvenient preface. He had not spoken publicly for over a decade. Not during her ascent. Not during the wedding. Not during the royal years until now. Trevor did not appear angry. He appeared exhausted. He did not accuse. He explained. He described the change in Meghan Markle when ambition overtook intimacy, when secrecy replaced openness, when international contacts multiplied alongside her professional momentum. Then he recounted the night that never left him. The hotel, the corridor, the scent of coffee and disinfectant. The elevator doors closing behind him, a man exiting Meghan's room. A man with an accent Trevor did not recognize. A man confident enough not to hesitate, a man who belonged there. Trevor said Meghan did not panic. She recalculated. She did not deny it. He said, she reframed it. A networking opportunity, something I would not understand. And then the sentence that forced listeners upright. She told me this was the kind of man who changes lives. Not love, not emotion, strategy. When Trevor later learned that Colombian connections resurfaced during Meghan's royal years, the pieces aligned in a way that made his stomach turn. Some stories do not end when marriages do. They wait. And next, we are going inside the marriage that followed, where doubt finally crossed a line that could never be uncrossed. Because once a man begins to question whether the child he is raising is truly his, everything changes. At some point, the noise outside became too loud to ignore. According to this account, Prince Harry did not unravel in public. He unraveled in private, where there are no cameras to perform for and no scripts to hide behind. Friends noticed first. His voice unsteady on calls, his temper flaring without warning, his fixation on comment sections and reaction videos he insisted he was not watching. He was watching all of it. But the real damage did not come from the internet. It began with the timelines. Harry started asking questions he had never allowed himself to ask before, about dates, about physicians, about why everything surrounding Archie's birth felt so aggressively managed. And once those questions enter your mind, they do not ask politely. They demand answers. According to this transcript, Harry eventually said the words aloud. Why will you not simply take the test? Not as a threat, not as an accusation, but as a plea. According to this account, Meghan Markle did not cry. She did not shout. She did not deny. She became still. Then she inverted the argument. How dare you? After everything she said she had endured, after everything she claimed she had sacrificed, after everything she said the institution had put her through, she reframed the moment instantly. This is not about truth, she said. This is about betrayal, about Harry siding with the royals. The press, Tom Bauer, the crowd, anyone but her. Harry responded. Not like a prince schooled in diplomacy, but like a man whose identity was unraveling. This is not about them. This is about me not knowing whether my son is truly mine. That sentence altered everything, because once spoken, it can never be withdrawn. Meghan's reply was not reassurance. It was an ultimatum. If you pursue this, you destroy us. Not if you are wrong. Not if there is nothing to conceal. If you look. That distinction matters more than anything else in this story. Truth does not fear examination. Only narratives do. According to this account, Harry left the room without responding. Outside, the world was growing louder by the hour.